हमारी अगली डिस्कशन होगी ऑयल एंड गैस एक्सप्लोरेशन सेक्टर पे, और मैं तमाम शुरका को यहाँ वेलकम करता हूँ. Gentlemen, welcome to this panel discussion. For me, it's a very exciting panel because oil and gas exploration, and there's a lot of hype. And this video I really liked because this shows, and we would like to incorporate this video in our television program, which will come out of this conference, so people of Pakistan can also see what's happening offshore in Pakistan. This project, of course, we have OGDC, PPL, ENI, and ExxonMobil are the partners. And even though we have had unsuccessful offshore drillings so far, but there's a lot of hope in this project. So I would like to start from this, and I would like to ask our panelists, starting with Mrs. Zahid, why is there so much excitement in this particular project? What is it that we don't know and you guys know?
This is a exploration well, which is a high risk and high reward. And the excitement is because it is a high reward. And we are talking about a structure which potentially can hold multi-TCF. So somewhere between maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 TCF. I mean, still have to see. But that's why the excitement is. The excitement is also, I mean, I'll let you know the small story. When Exxon came to us and gave us a presentation, they said that they have selected this opportunity out of a possible opportunities of 100 opportunities all over the world. So they have selected this opportunity. So they must have some confidence. The excitement is also due to the fact because we are talking about well, which can potentially produce, which can potentially discover a field of maybe 5 TCF, 6, 7, 8 TCF, a size of a Sui. I mean, these are all speculations. But remember, you should not be too much excited about it. I mean, it's a high risk well. We are talking about a probability of success of maybe 12 to 15%.
I'm sure there's a lot of studies before you go and decide to drill at a particular place. So there must be some data that probably made all of you to get together and start drilling again, even though the previous attempts offshore in Pakistan have been unsuccessful. So can you share that with us?
This structure is very well known ever since then. And I have been studying this structure since then. Because the seismic lines were available, the data was available and all that. So ENI has not done anything new, or they haven't acquired any new data.
Okay.
They are still using the same old data, but they have done a lot of studies on this. This block was given to ENI as an operator, I think in 2009 or 10, or 10 or 11 or something. And we were 4 partners, PPL, OGDCL, BP, and ENI. ENI was the operator. And then BP wanted to shed off their share, so we took their share 8.33% each. And then lately, ExxonMobil entered in this joint venture. And because of this name, all of us parted our 8.33% each back to them to let them come into those joint ventures. It's only 1 year old. So that's the story. What has really happened during this time, that that ENI has made a very significant gas discovery offshore Egypt in Mediterranean.
Okay.
It's called Zohar discovery. It's about 25 TCF. And that is drilled on the similar structure, almost the similar structure that has been mapped here in Kekra, the well which is being drilled. And that was the excitement that prompted ExxonMobil to come into this. So that is the excitement that has been created out of it. But as Zahid Mir Saab said, as I also mentioned offline, that we work in a high risk, highly capital intensive, especially when you're talking about deep water offshore, $80 million well, and very high and potentially high reward.
Once you shoot the seismic, and when you process the data, and once you interpret, then you can map a structure.
Okay.
Right now, you roughly know what the size of the structure is, and then you would basically certain assumptions based on the wells that have been already drilled. For example, what is the possible porosity there? What's the possible permeability there? And based on many assumptions, you basically come up with the number. And number is a range. I mean, you tweak the number of the porosity, and the 3 TCF will go to 3.5, and tweak the water saturation a bit, and then the number will increase. So based on those results of the seismic, we know it's a big structure. Now, it can be as big as 8 TCF or maybe 5 TCF. So, but until you physically go and drill, you see the cuttings, and you see what is the actual, you do the logging, and you know what is the actual porosity and possible permeability, and this reservoir section thickness that you will be drilling. The thickness will basically can change everything. So if you are assuming a thickness of 50 meters and you encounter 100 meters, then the reserves will be increased.
Right.
So that is why, I mean, Veena, it's all, for the time being, it's all assumptions, and it is all possibilities. And unless and until we drill, I mean, we don't know.
Okay. Mr. Andrew, if I may come to you now, and let's move onshore and talk about the potential in Pakistan.
One thing, there are the reserves. Question: are some reserves available in Pakistan nowadays? I strongly believe yes. If you ask me why, first of all, because I'm a geologist and we are just supposed to believe that what we are doing brings some value. If you ask for some proofs for that, fortunate in our current license, we made 2 discoveries, and still we preserve some kind of appetite for more. Of course, whole Pakistan is not just one license. So looking around for the new opportunities, I believe we are proving by ourselves that we still believe that the potential is here. If it comes to regulatory things, in general, very briefly speaking, without entering into the details, I believe that regulatory behavior is quite nice for the E&P companies, but not to be too sweety, I believe that there are few points which may be tweak up.
Mr. Moin, I think you wanted to make a comment here.
Many discoveries have been made. Well, in Pakistan, so far 387 discoveries have been made, and more than 1,070 exploration wells have been drilled. So out of that, it is like about, if you say it's that it's a ratio of like 3.3, 1:3.3, or 33% of the which is very good by world standard. But a lot of exploration remains to be done in the interior part of the hilly areas. I call it fold belt. So lot of fold belt needs to be explored. In the Kirthar fold belt, the Suleiman fold belt, in the KPK, the fold belt, and similarly the Balochistan province. When I say Balochistan basin, the Kharan basin, the Makran area, they are all unexplored.
Can I
yes,
add one thing? I mean, there is no doubt that we need to explore more, and you need to see some facts. And the fact is that in the last 10 years, most of the bigger companies have left Pakistan, and we need to understand why. One is we need, well, generally 2012 policy is not a bad policy, but there are still a long list of things that we need to improve in that policy.
Okay.
The most important other thing is the regulation. The regulator, the decision making needs to be improved. The speed of the decisions is required to be improved, and most of the companies would not wait for the regulator. And there are so many examples here that because of the late decision makings, the value was not able to be achieved. And apart from that, there are other policies. For example, we need to come up with new shale gas policy. Main talked about the game changer thing. Yes, offshore will be, well, to some extent, the game changer in the sense that you'll be able to start new activities in the offshore.
Okay.
However, remember, even if there is a discovery, we are talking about maybe 5 years, at least 5 years, before we'll be able to put in on production. Maybe 5 to 6, 7, 8 years. Very expensive. We're talking about billions of dollars. We're talking about, and then what we need to do is, we need to start working on the shale gas, which I believe can be a game changer. If there is a better policy in the shale, then we need to put in efforts for the EOR. So, the other most and the last thing is, in the past, the governments have not honored their commitments.
Why have we been going at a slow pace when we need more discoveries?
In Pakistan, there are 3 very positive things are here in Pakistan with respect to the exploration. One is that the fiscal regime is very good. As he said, 2012 policy is very good. It has no issue. 90% things are okay. We need 10 to 15% little bit improvement. Number 2, the market is already available. If you produce today 1 barrel, you can sell it tomorrow. So market is there, the energy deficiency is there. And third thing is, all the international companies can remit whatever they earn, they can send back to the country. Very freedom of the remittance, no issue. And fourth thing is that 60% area still need to be explored. However, the offshore will be game changer if we got a good discovery. The other game changer will be discovery from the Balochistan region. And the third one is the Kohat region, the KPK area. They have a big structure and they are promising. Another important blessing of God is that we got a very good shale unconventional reservoir potential. Nearly 1700 TCF potential resources available. You can have a discovery of 10% or 20%, whatever. Even if it is a 20%, is much better than 3 sui fields. So that has to be addressed. As he said, Zahid Saab, we need to formulate the shale gas policy. We need to encourage people.
The policy is not right, or is still not supporting more investment into shale gas and shale exploration?
Okay. Procedures which actually take too much time. Decision which you may say in European reality should take week, month. Here, sorry to say, may very easily take 3, 5 months, half of the year, years sometimes. And actually, especially if such decisions are related to pricing, then, okay, you are producing the well and wait to see you invested, you may say, just let's say $20 million for that, and you are waiting more than 1 year to see 1 single penny of revenue from it.
Can I just add into this circular debt, because for us it's very, very important, and I just want to highlight it. And most of the people don't realize this. First of all, the company receivable without any late payment surcharge is about 250 billion rupees.
As of today?
So it's as of today. It's a lot of money, and I know that PPL is about 150 or so. So that's so it's a lot of money.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your valuable comments. Please take your seats.